Who will make a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference? Let's find out. All right, so let's start it off here. We got the Florida Panthers, 1 point out of a playoff spot right now. They got the Islanders and the Penguins in front of them. And can the Panthers make the playoffs? And I think they can, but it's going to be a hard test. So let's go over some stats real quick. So I've got the stats up right here. And first of all, we got Matty Tkachuk, the legend Matty Tkachuk. 102 points, 74 games so far. I believe he's played actually, no, he hasn't played every game. But he's still got north of 100 points. And we haven't even hit the 80 game mark yet, which is absolutely insane. Then we got Sasha Barkov at 71 points in 63 games. And I just want to say, Sasha is a top 3 player for me right now. And he has been for the past couple years. And he's just not playing at the same level he has been the past 2 years. Especially since when he was the point leaders for the team a couple years ago. And when Hubie was on the team last year, he was doing amazing. But just this year, something's been off. He's not been as dominant. He doesn't shoot the puck. I watch almost every Florida Panthers game just because I'm a huge fan of how they are. You can even see I'm a Blackhawks fan. I'm from Chicago, so I check them out because I enjoy watching them. But yeah, Sasha just hasn't been the same. He doesn't shoot the puck as much, and he's always looking for a pass when I know he could just snipe it from anywhere. Sasha, shoot the fucking puck more, dude. God damn. Anyways, but then we got Carter Verhaeghe right here. He got 70 points in 76 games, and man, ever since Carter Verhaeghe came over from the Tampa Bay Lightning, he's been amazing. Especially this year, he's got 40 fucking tucks. 40. That's insane. Matty Tkachuk's got 38. And he's played 2 less games than Carter Verhaeghe. And I don't know, he's just stepped up in a big way. I knew from last year he could rip it, and it's been really crazy to see. So congrats, Carter. 40 goals. I hope you can keep doing it. But the real kicker right here, we got Brandon Montour, 65 points in 75 games. He's been absolutely insane. And, if any of you had him for fantasy playoffs or fantasy in general this year, he was pretty sick, especially when Ekblad went down at the beginning of the season. I would know I had Ekblad. And I don't know, dude. Monty has just been going crazy. That's all I can say. He can score. How many goals? He has 14 goals and 50 assists. 51 assists, to be exact, sorry. But, I mean, he's just stepped up, and that's what's going nuts right now. But, let's see who they're against. Alright, so now we have the Penguins, who are 1 point ahead of the Florida Panthers right now. And let's look at their points leader here on ESPN. So we got, obviously, Sid the Kid, 88 points in 77 games. He's still going nuts. I need to look how old Sid is. How old is this man? He's 35, born in 87. That's right, because that's his number. So that, and then we have Malkin, 80 points in 77 games. He is still doing Malkin things. But the real kicker here is Jake Gensel, not a point per game. And he has every capability of being a point per game player, especially playing with Sid as his center. It's ridiculous. He was going crazy at the beginning of the season. But yeah, he just hasn't been the same. So the Pittsburgh Penguins, they need Jake Gensel to step it up even more. And I don't know, what else could they do? They need goaltending, and so do the Florida Panthers. Now that I think about it, I didn't even mention that, and how Bobrovsky hasn't been the same and everything like that. But Tristan Jarry, that's a Stanley Cup winner, and man, he just hasn't been the same. And then he's been fighting injuries all season. But I mean, he just gets lit up some nights and then locks it down. So he's just hot and cold. And if the Penguins want to make the playoffs, they need Tristan Jarry to go ham for these last 5 games or so. I don't know how much are left, but yeah, I don't really need to go into more. They have Sidney Crosby and Malkin, so it would be horrible if they don't make the playoffs. It'd be absolutely devastating for Sid, especially since they signed Malkin and Letang this season. It'd just be a travesty. It would be. I want to see the Florida Panthers make it, and I want to see Sid the Kid. So that leaves me to the last team, who I don't hope to fall because I like this team, and they could have been Stanley Cup winners if it wasn't for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But that's the New York Islanders. And the Islanders, oh man, they're just not the same. not the same as when they were just competing for playoffs, going head to toe with the Lightning in those, conference finals. But they're not the same. So let me just pull them up real quick. First of all, here we go. Point leader right here is Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson with 69 points in 78 games. I think that's every game they've played that he's played too. So good for him. He's hit 30 goals. Brock Nelson's sick. He won the shooting accuracy shooting, whatever this year, the All Star competition. But like that's just not enough. And to be honest with you, like I forgot, not forgot, but I don't know when Matty Barzal went out. And like they need him. I needed to check if he's still in right now, actually, or if he's like back. Matt Barzal. Actually, no. New York Islanders lines. Okay, let's see. Let's see if he's in or out. No, yeah, he is still out. I don't know when he's supposed to come back. He's just out. Let me see his most recent one. Update. Out indefinitely with a lower body injury. Oof. This is February 20th. So he's been out for over a month. Oh man, they need him back. And I mean, he's out indefinitely, so we don't know when that'll be. But the only reason why the Islanders are going have any chance right now, there's two reasons actually. I think Bo Horvat coming over helped them, especially Matty Barzal out. I think with Matty Barzal and Bo Horvat, oh man, I wouldn't even consider them not making the playoffs because just those two are really good on the same line. Then you got Anders Lee. Noah Dobson's been crazy this year too. He kind of fallen off from like his hot start at the beginning, but he's still, don't get me wrong, their best defenseman. But let's go down to Sorokin. Like that is the only reason why Lou Lamoriello and the Islanders are even like fighting for a playoff spot right now. And if it wasn't for, Sorokin, like I don't think they'd be even near making a playoff spot. And he's just having, such a lockdown season. It's been really cool to see. So glad for that. But can he hold it down? Can he hold it down with Matt Barzal out? Because Bo Horvat and Anders Lee, they are good players. Don't get me wrong. But when Matt Barzal's in the lineup, he just like makes everyone better. And he's just not there. So can they keep it up for the last 5 games? 4 games. They have 4 games. They're only up 2 points on the Panthers, and the Panthers have a game in hand. So like if they win that game and like they're tied. So I think the Islanders, to be honest, I think the Islanders might fall off here. I really do, because I don't see Sid and Malkin not making the playoffs. Because how long have they been like consecutively? How long have they been in the playoffs? I don't know that exact number, but it's been a long time. And the Florida Panthers, they're hungry ever since being called out from Keith Kachuk and like their 4 game losing streak right before they went into Toronto and beat them in overtime. Like they've just turned it up. Without Bobrovsky, they've had their third string goalie Alex Lyon. I didn't even mention Spencer Knight has been out. And if Spencer Knight has been there, oh for sure, for sure. I mean, I don't think he's a super good goalie as of yet, like he's supposed to be. That's later down the line. Dude's still what, 21, 22 years old. It's crazy how good this guy can be. But yeah, I that's my final prediction. I think the Islanders are going to lose. I really do. I think they're going to lose their spot in the playoffs, and I think the Florida Panthers and the Pittsburgh Penguins will be the wild card teams.